When you retire, you may get a chance to go to football heaven. This is football heaven.
Hey guys, welcome to the Mission Podcast. I'm your host, Jameer Howerton, and we're on location in Phoenix, Arizona, the site of Super Bowl 57. But tonight, we're backstage in the press room where NFL Honors is taking place, but we're just moments away of learning the 2023 class of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That's right, members are going to sit down and we're going to find out their initial thoughts on what it means to be a part of this great fraternity, as well as what they're looking forward to this August when they come to Canton, Ohio for enshrinement. DeMarcus, now, you have been to NFL Honors probably numerous times, but to attend tonight, this magnitude, what you got surprised by Mr. Jones, but now being on this stage, what was it like?
It was really, really cool to get announced by Jerry Jones because he was the guy that gave me the opportunity to play with the Dallas Cowboys and said, "You're my guy." And now him welcoming me into the Hall of Fame, him having that gold jacket on, now me about to have that gold jacket on, now it's like we're in the same locker room again now. And so that is so cool to be part of something like that.
What's it been bonding with your 2020 class, your new teammates, if you will? It seems like you came right in and like everybody is just like brothers.
I played against them, Joe Thomas. I played with some of the guys, Zach Thomas. So we were already locker room buddies already. Darrell Reeve is him playing on the other defensive side. He's looking at me as I play. I'm looking at him as he plays. And he said that on stage. But we all close buddies, right? Now we get to be in that 2023 class all together forever. We are that class. And that is so cool to now seeing how hard those guys, we work together and are against each other. And now we get to all benefit from that.
Coming to Canton, what are you looking most forward to? Who's that one Hall of Fame that you can't wait to chop it up with?
I hadn't seen him in a while, but probably Michael Strahan. He mentored me when I was in college with OCU Manura. Every single time I go to New York, we always visit and hang out, play some golf or something. So now it's different. It's different. We're in the same locker room together, and we're able to now share something that we can only share together.
I know you've been to NFL Honors before, but to be there with in a new environment and to hear those words, let's meet the new 2023 class of the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Oh man, it's like a dream come true. I mean, these guys are not easy to play against. Trust me. And it's just exciting. I'm happy for everybody. I'm proud of everybody for doing the impossible. Is the behind the scenes stuff that people don't really take account for or really look into. But man, if we had cameras following us when we were, in the lab working and training hard, it'd be something to see, a sight to see how everybody. I just believe we're superheroes and everybody has their own superpowers of the way they play the game, and it's just great to be a part of a legendary story.
Fam, I have to ask you this, but how did you get a nickname? Out of anybody in this class, you got a nickname like Beavis Island. Who coined that? Who named it? How did that develop? When you talk about being a superhero in that factory.
I think it was. I remember when I first got drafted to the Jets. They jumped up, 10 slots in the draft to pick me up at 14th overall, and when my name came across the screen and Roger Goodell, said my name, and my family members was just like, "Are you ready for New York?" And I'm like, I was like, "What you mean? What you talking about?" And it was like, it's the Big Apple, baby. Like, it's the Mecca. What's up? And I'm like, "Are you ready?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm ready." And actually, when I get to New York, I finally arrive, and I'm like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is it's a lot going on here. It's a lot going on in the city, and you know what? I quickly embraced it so quickly, and I just think it's just the New York market of fans just love their sports there. I mean, as I became a veteran, I would go eat somewhere in the city, and the owner is a Jet fan, and he's watching you every step, every move on the field, and he might be a season ticket holder. So I just think they really enjoy the Revis Island, alter ego of me.
It's so hip hop, man.
Yeah.
It's so hip hop.
So
It's like it's your MC name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's so hip hop.
Yeah. So they really embraced it and enjoyed it, and I just looked at it like, hey, this is what I have to do. This is going to put food on my plate, and I think my teammates embraced it very well. I didn't, because I'm a little bit laid back, low key in some way, and cool. I like cool vibes, chill vibes, but the team, the organization embraced it. The team did, my teammates, and I just made sure, as being one of the captains on the team, that I wasn't a distraction. That those things wasn't really a distraction, and when we come here, when we put our hard hats on and put the pads on, it's time to work, and we put everything into the work, and then the results will come, on Sunday. So that's how I really looked at it, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
Man, coming from Aliquippa, man, two names jump off to me, Ty Law, Tony Dorsett. But as you prepare and get ready to come to Canton for August, who is that one or two Hall of Famers that you can't wait to meet and bond with?
Whoa, so many. For me, I think it's so many Hall of Famers that I do want to speak to and maybe ask questions. I'm gonna say it now on camera. The Hall of Famers that are there now, I might be a heckler if I actually come up and ask you questions. So I don't want you to brush me off like I'm a fanboy. I am, but at the same time, I watched so many of these great players and Hall of Fame players throughout my childhood. So for me, to be in the brotherhood and kind of just share conversation is probably, for me, is a dream. It's a dream come true. So it's just amazing, that I've worked this hard and able now for them to look at me and say, okay, young blood, we respect your game. So I appreciate that.
I know you got the guest list going and the party and all that type of stuff. That's easy stuff because that's like tickets, getting ready for Sunday's game and stuff like that. But
sure.
Are you starting to write this your speech in your head now? That is starting to come to, like, it's clear.
Yeah.
But now it's like, whoa, okay. Are you starting to kind of sketch it out?
Not just yet. I think I'm trying to just soak everything in, and I think at this moment is really the bond with the 2023 class of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Some of these guys, like talking to DeMarcus Ware, Joe Thomas, and when you go on the war on Sundays, you don't speak much. Some dudes trash talk, some buddies trash talk, but you don't really get to speak much because we're at competition. So I think right now it's really for us to bond and all enjoy this together as August approaches.
So, Rondé, first and foremost, you received a knock from Derrick Brooks. That was one surprise. Yeah. But now being out in front of your peers at NFL honors, and I know you've been to honors so many times, right, but how different and how special was it to be on this stage and be announced that you're part of the 2023 Pro Football Hall of Fame class?
Those words will never get old, to hear my name in that designation. It's awe-inspiring, to be honest with you. Derek surprised me, but I think deep down I knew it was coming. It just felt like the right year for me, and I think a lot of momentum was building. So to say it was unexpected would be a lie, but there is no way to describe the feeling when you go out on stage in front of all your peers across the NFL, across all the fans that are watching on TV. humbled. I don't get humbled very often. I'm a very confident person. I believe in the things that I do, but that's one of those moments that can really break you down. And I was very proud inside.
We're in February,
Mm-hmm.
but August is going to be here before you know
Right.
it. I mean, March, you're coming into Canton for your visits,
Yeah.
and then you're going to start going through. Are you kind of right now starting to prepare that acceptance speech?
That and how to throw a heck of a party. Those are the two things on top of mind for me. My friends and family and guys that hang out with me, my fans, they know I like to have a good time, and the good time will be obviously afterwards, but the speech will hopefully come together for me. I'm thinking now that I don't really know what to say, and the big part is I don't know how to start. I don't know how to encapsulate 16 years of a professional career in 10 minutes or whatever the amount of time that I get. But I know I have a lot of people with me. My brother will be a big part of my speech. We're twins. We're the same. We went through everything in life together. So I know he'll be sharing in my glory with me.
Rondé, I see a new book, The Hall of Fame.
There you go.
I really do. I see a book coming. I see you and your brother putting together a
Right.
book.
That's a perfect way to get back into the book business. Now, we wrote a lot of children's books. You don't make money writing children's books, so we did it for the love. But I would be more than happy to do a Rondé Barber or even a Barber Brother Hall of Fame book.
And lastly, what are you looking forward to most in Canton? Like, who is that one Hall of Famer that
Right.
you have not met yet?
Oh God, I've met a lot of them because I've been there so many times. I'm the fourth buck off of one defense to get into the Hall of Fame, so I've been to a lot of these. I think I just look forward to being around, the guys that set the bar for me early in my career. The Aeneas Williams of the world. It's a Hall of Famer that nobody talks about as being one of the great players in the league, and I've known Aeneas for a long time. But if there's a guy I model my game after, it was him. He did a lot of everything. I just look forward to being in a room with those guys. Those are my teammates now.
Joe, congratulations again. You've been to NFL honors. You got the surprise by Walter Jones. But what was it like today being on that stage and looking out and seeing colleagues of yours and former colleagues and teammates and just hearing those words? 2023 Pro Football Hall of Fame class.
You hear those words and it just makes you weak in the knees because you know it's coming, right? It's not a surprise. They told us weeks ago, but it feels so real when you're on stage with those other guys that already have their gold jackets and you're already building these deeper relationships with the guys that are in your class, guys that you played against multiple times, guys that gave you a lot of headaches and a lot of nightmares like DeMarcus Ware. And it's so cool to kind of feel like you're building a new community, a new tribe within the Hall of Fame, something that you never could dream of as a kid.
Man, going back to day one when you had that fishing trip planned and you weren't in New York, you were with your family, and then you whisked away real quickly and you head out to Cleveland, Ohio, and you look back through all those years over 10,000 snaps consecutively. Is your cement dry? Is this like a fulfillment of your career?
There's no doubt that for a person that never made the playoffs, like being able to get into the Hall of Fame and put that gold jacket on this summer is going to be an amazing celebration for me, but for everybody in the city of Cleveland and all of Browns Nation.
Oh my God, Northeast Ohio is like on fire right now. Brian Smith called me. I'm coming to
I love
Canton. What's it going to mean coming to Canton? Who's that one Hall of Famer that you are really looking forward to just sitting down and chopping it up with, Joe?
Yeah, man, it's going to be a home game in Canton for Browns Nation. I'm so excited to have those guys and gals just make that short trip down for my induction. It's going to be so special. It's going to be the linemen, though. I think seeing Walter Jones, who was the guy that gave me the knock, who was my idol as I was learning to be an offensive lineman and offensive tackle, Jonathan Ogden, Willie Rofe, got to see Anthony Munoz. Those are the guys that laid the foundation for players like me to be able to come up on stage and say, I'm a left tackle and my life matters because, the quarterback, he's got to throw the ball. And those are the guys I think that really let everybody understand how important our position was to the success of the team. And it's so cool being able to follow in their footsteps. And it doesn't really feel real. Like I deserve to be on the stage with those guys right now.
He didn't know. Walter Jones really didn't know. He didn't understand. I had a podcast with him probably 2 weeks prior, and we shared that with him. He was like, really? And he looked up to Anthony Munoz.
Right.
So how crazy is
Yeah,
it?
man.
You look to him, he looked to Anthony, and you guys get a chance to take that picture.
Yeah, it's the generations that you put together. And I heard a story about Brett Favre, and I think it was Joe Namath, where the first time he met him was like at the Hall of Fame induction, and he was saying how much of an idol he was to him, and like how Brett got weak in the knees. And I think that's one of the cool things with the Hall of Fame, when you meet multiple generations of Hall of Famers playing the same position, guys that you idolize and you could never even imagine walking in the footsteps of those greats, those all-time greats, and then letting your mind just kind of slide off for a second, thinking that maybe in 20 years there's an offensive tackle that's going to come up on stage and tell me that he loved the way I played and that he tried to mimic the way I played with my game.